All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Michael. My amateur radio call sign is Alpha Foxtrot Zero Foxtrot. Thanks for joining me this Saturday morning. It's just before 10 a.m. here in Kansas City, and figure we do another Saturday morning live stream. So last Saturday was not so great. Band conditions were a little rough. Sunday was much better, so we had a little better luck getting folks into the log on Sunday. But figure we do another Saturday morning live stream, see how it's going. Primary focus today will be hunting parks on the air. Parks on the air are amateur radio operators that have gone out and taken their ham radio equipment into a park, and they're operating within the bounds of those parks. And so we're trying to make contacts with them. It's just for fun. Kind of goes year round. It's not a contest. It's just for fun, and it is kind of an on the air activity, which I've found and have been really enjoying. It is also Alabama QSO Party Weekend. If you've never participated in a QSO party before, it's a real easy way to get into contesting if you're interested in that sort of thing. A lot of times for these state QSO parties, the exchange is very simple. A lot of times it's a signal report and the state you're in. They'll likely, I think in the Alabama contest today, they will exchange the county that they're operating in. So a lot of state QSO parties will operate the counties that they're in. So you just exchange that and you put it in the log and you're good to go. So a real simple way to get into contesting. So we'll see if we can find any Alabama folks on the air. And I think in looking at the spotting page, there were some Alabama parks that were spotted on Parks on the Air. So there might be some people that are making a combination of the Alabama QSO party as well as doing Parks on the Air activities. So kind of get a 2-for-1 deal there. So it's kind of fun. What's been going on this week? Been doing a lot of work around just kind of my streaming setup, trying to get a little bit better setup, less manual tasks. I've still got a ways to go, but I've been working on it. So we'll see if that comes together today. I also have the ability to now bring chat messages into the live stream. One of the comments I got is, I love watching your videos, but I can't attend your live streams. And so sometimes you reference things in chat and you can't see them in the playback very easily. So I fixed that problem this week. So, it's about getting a little better every single day. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see who's on the air today. We'll bring the radio audio in and see who we can find on the air today. So give me a second here, get my headset on. See if we can get some folks in the log today. The Alabama QSO party starts at the top of the hour, so we're about 3 minutes away from being able to see the start of that. But yeah, we'll see who's on the air today. We'll start with some Parks on the Air folks. Ooh, I hear somebody in there. I don't know if it's a park or not. Just happened to be the frequency I'm on. All right, see if we can get some folks spotted here. I got my scratch space up here, so I just got to keep tabs on kind of people that I hear if I want to come back to them. So we can check 40 meters. As I've usually mentioned on this stream, 40 meters tends to not be great in the midday here in Kansas City, but sometimes you can get somebody that's close by. So yeah, lots of noise there. Yeah, I don't think we'll have much luck on 40, but it's always worth just kind of going through the spots there. This spot on 14181 looks a little bit old. They might have gone QRT. Somebody's in there really light. Might be a special event station here doing a POTA activation. Someone's close. We'll come back. We start just scanning the band for the QSO party. We'll see who else we can kind of run into that might be doing a special event. Okay, that sounds like a hunter. Not hearing the activator on that one. A little bit of noise here on 20 meters this morning, but not too bad. If you didn't watch my YouTube short I published this week, I finally found the noise that plagued me on this 14277. Turns out it was an LED lighting controller outside for the pool equipment. So got that toggled off. So now if there's any activators on 14276 or 14277, I'll be able to actually hear them. I either had to avoid those frequencies altogether or just notch it out. Sometimes the notch was successful, but sometimes it'd take too much of the activator out. So anyway, happy to get that eliminated from the environment today. So if you're joining me live, say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're listening from. Got the ability now to feature some chat messages if I want to pop them up on the screen. So,
oh, you're a 5-5 QSL.
Might be somebody here.
Thank you for the Washington 73. You're a Z.
Make sure I got the right activator here.
POTA. This is Kilo Delta 7 Sierra.
Oh, I had the wrong activator. Oh, the screen jumped on me. I was on the wrong frequency. All right. Sorry, we checked things.
This is Kilo Delta 7 Sierra. Kilo 4 Hotel Whiskey.
About a 4-1.
Kilo 7
Oh, they're really light. We'll see if we can get them.
You are a 5-4 QSL. Thank you for the 5-4 in Washington 73. Was there a YL out there?
There was.
QRZ?
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Oh, whiskey. Okay, X-ray Yankee, just second. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. You're a 5-7 QSL.
Roger. I get you a 5-1 into Kilo Sierra, 51 Kansas this morning.
Thank you for the 5-1 into Kansas, 73.
73, have fun. Good luck.
There was an X-ray Foxtrot.
All right, got them. They were light. Came up to about a 5-1.
Whiskey 6 Zulu X-ray Yankee.
Try again.
Whiskey 6 Zulu X-ray Yankee.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was X-ray. Okay. Whiskey 6 Zulu X-ray Yankee.
All right, we got one in the log already.
Yeah, thank you for the 5-7. You're 5-5 here in California.
Hey, Jeff.
5-5 California.
Kilo Charlie 1, Uniform Echo Romeo, saying good morning from Connecticut. Thanks for joining this morning. All right, I'm going to get this activator respotted here. Glad we got them. They really faded there.
Kilo 4 Hotel.
There's the YO. All right, see if we can get anybody else in. Lots of folks spotted. Not hearing too much. Lots of folks spotted. Just zipping through the spots here on the spotting page. That's all the 20-meter spots. I see a couple are on 17. Let's see if we can snag them. I'm not hearing anything on that spot. I see some FT8 down a little lower, so I don't think the band's dead. That's a DX park, so probably not going to hear them. There's a 15-meter spot. We're not seeing much on the waterfall here. Oof, very noisy on 15 this morning. Let's try 10 meters. I haven't had a lot of luck with 10 meters lately. It's been not great. Awesome. Jeff's been doing some FT8 POTA hunting while eating. We might have to do that today if we don't get a bunch of people on voice. We'll have to go over to digital. But that's fine. We're set up for it. We can actually do it this time. All right, let's go back to the top of the spots here. Yeah, we had to pivot to FT8 last weekend. We got Some folks in the log.
959 Northwestern New Jersey. Yeah, you got it right. Jack Queen King. Take care. Enjoy your day.
Listen, thank you for the call on NDR.
There's that special event station, baby.
Let's see what heard about contest. November 4 Charlie. November 4 Charlie from Northwest.
He's saying contest. Kind of faded on me. I kind of missed what he was saying.
November 4 Charlie. November 4 Charlie. North America 67.
Is there another contest going on today? Oh, it's the IOTA contest, too. Not sure the rules of that one. I'm set up for the Alabama QSO Party today. Yep, Jeff, you're absolutely right. There's a contest today. It's kind of fading on me. It's a little weak. I'd like to make sure I got the exchange. All right, let's zip through these. I should have done a live stream yesterday. I took a random PTO day from work. I was going to go out and activate a park, but it was rainy all day today, or all day yesterday, and so I wasn't able to get actually out into the park. So I just did a bunch of hunting, but was able to snag quite a few POTA activators yesterday during the day. I hear that one really light. That was a hunter.
CQ Parks on there.
Oh, there.
CQ Parks on there. This is Whiskey 5 Alpha United Mexico.
We'll get him in my scratch space here. We'll give him a shout.
CQ Parks on there. CQ Parks on there. This is Whiskey 5 Alpha United Mexico.
Alpha Foxtrot 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot 0 Foxtrot. You're 5-9 into US 3030.
Thank you so much. I got you 5-3 into Kilo Sierra, 53 into Kansas.
All right. 73. Thank you for hunting.
73. Thanks for being out there.
CQ Parks on there. CQ Parks on there. This is Whiskey 5 Alpha United
New activator
Mexico.
for me too. I don't have them in the log at all.
X-ray 8 Golf.
November X-ray 8 Golf. You're 5-9 into US 3030.
QSL, you're 5-6 Ohio. 73.
All right, got Alpha uniform. To the
CQ
log.
Parks on there. CQ Parks.
Get them respotted here. 5-3 from Kansas.
Alpha 8 Golf India Mike.
Oh, Jeff, you had to fix your antenna last night.
I got you 5-5 into US 3030.
Oh, man.
Roger, Roger.
Yeah,
You
that
are
got yanked off.
5-4 into Wisconsin.
Well, hopefully you're able to get it fixed.
73. Thank you for hunting. All right, other station out there, go ahead with your call.
Yeah, so far, we've been fortunate. I haven't had to do any antenna repair, knock on wood, this kind of storm season.
Alpha United Mexico.
But the day will come. We did have our, we got some pretty large trees that are around us, and we did have a bunch of those pruned up last winter, so the random branches falling into the yard have kind of helped since we had those trees trimmed. So. All right, get him moved up. Jeff says he's glad the wire didn't break. Yeah, I bet. Oh no, you just put the wire up that week. Oh man. Glad it wasn't catastrophic. I had a question last week, kind of what my setup is, so I'm going to start putting in the video description kind of what my setups are. I've got a 40/10 off-center fed dipole that's just up under the eave of the house. I got to be a little stealthy in this neighborhood. That's a black-coated antenna wire. So it's about 68 feet long, I think, and then it's off-center fed, so one end is shorter than the other, but then it's just kind of tapered down from under the eave of the house out to the fence on the edge of the property. It's not going to win any DX contests, but it gets the job done. All right, let's swing through the rest of these 20-meter spots, see if we can hear anybody else here, and then we'll maybe just start at the bottom of the 20-meter band, and we'll see if we can catch any Alabama QSO Party.
QSO, you're 5353 with some interference in Massachusetts, Mike Alpha.
There's a DX park. That's a Hunter. I'm just not hearing the activator. Check these 17-meter spots. Last weekend, we had some luck on 17 meters. A lot lower noise floor in this urban area on 17 meters than what I get on 20. I'd certainly have the most luck on 20. I don't think 15 is going to give us much of anything today, at least right now. Not much here on 10 either. Bring the level up just a smidge. Looks like just some noise in there on the waterfall. Let's do this. Let's slide up to... Let's just start rolling through 20 meters here and see if we can get some folks maybe running the contest. Yeah, if we run into any parks on the air, folks, we can get them in the log too.
Scroll down and see where the coax coming into the shack looks like.
Oh my God, look at all those antennas. Now that's a farm.
Maybe it's just a rag chew.
8 and 5.
And let's see, I can't think of anything else. Doug, there was no,
Another rag chew or something there.
who can keep up?
Usually Alabama's not a problem for me here in Kansas City. Not hearing any QSO Party folk. Oh,
Said Camry.
I think that's just a rag chew going on there on 210. Alright, slide on up. We're into the general portion now. We might get some more contesters.
To the U.S. County QSO Party, Kilowatt Alpha 6 Bravo in Lima. To the U.S. County QSO Party, Kilowatt Alpha 6
Switch here to the contest software. Can't tell.
QSO Party, Kilowatt Alpha 6 Bravo India Mike.
Bravo India Mike. Is it the Alabama QSO Party?
The U.S. County QSO Party, Kilowatt Alpha 6 Bravo India Mike.
Might be a different QSO Party.
Kilowatt Alpha 6 Bravo India Mike.
6 call signs, typically California, but
So Whiskey 9, and I got 259 plus about 10 here in Wisconsin.
That's straight. It's Whiskey 9.
is that a net? What is that?
Whiskey 9 Alpha, Victor Mike.
Okay. AVM, thanks. The Alabama QSO Party.
There's one.
K4 Whiskey. Zero Papa India. Zero Papa India. Echo Mary 62. You're 59. Ringo County. RGO. Roger, thanks. You're 59 Minnesota, Mike November.
Rago?
K4 Whiskey India. Whiskey 4.
Jeff says he's got 40 through 10 end fade, half wave, 15 feet up, back porch. Nice. Man, I stressed about my antenna when I was trying to pick something, and you know, I finally had somebody tell me it's like, hey, even a compromised antenna is better than no antenna. Because I started with like a 36-foot end fed just up in my attic. And, you know, when I was talking to some folks, another ham said, well, you might be able to talk across the street, but you can't talk to anybody else. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to give this a try anyway. And I'm glad I did. Now, ultimately, I ended up put an antenna outside. Again, it's only up about 8-9 feet, probably at the apex under the eave. But again, it's not ideal, but an antenna is better than no antenna. So. All right, let's see if we can get this guy in the log here for the Alabama QSO Party. I thought these counties were...
Thank you, 7. Where's QSO Party, kilowatt 4, India.
Can't tell if it's conditions or his mic.
Kilowatt 9. Oh, India 59, Marengo, MRCO. Thanks, K4 Whiskey, India.
Is he saying Monroe County?
Kilo India 3.
Jeff, you're absolutely right. Any antenna is better than no antenna. For sure.
Where's it? Kilowatt 4 Whiskey, India.
Really like...
Hi, my friend. You have 59 Franklin County, MRCO.
MRCO.
K4 Whiskey, India.
Ringo. That's what he's saying. Well, he's kind of up and down.
Marengo County, MRCO.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Your signal is dropping up and down. Dropping up and down? Well, the propagation, I don't know. Does it sound like something wrong with it?
Yes, it's something's cutting in and out. You're talking about it makes a little difference, but it's about 15 dB weaker, and it's pretty constant. Every couple of syllables.
I know what that is. Seems to be here.
I think he did have a short in his mic or something. Jeff says it's a U.S. Counties QSO Party.
Still there. Good luck with it.
I should have done a little better research in the contest this weekend. I thought there was only a couple. He's trying to get his mic fixed. Signal report, state, county. Okay. How's he gonna get it? It sounded like he might have had a short, like a headset cord or something, which I can completely relate to. Last weekend I was using my other headset. I had to have my cord replaced. Fortunately, I had a cat take a chomp out of it.
Hotel Juliet Zulu. Hotel Juliet Zulu.
Boy, he's fading in and out. At least he got his mic fixed.
Roger, 59 Mike, November. K4 Whiskey,
there he
India.
is. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. Oh, somebody close.
Yankee Mike, 259 Marengo, RGO. Thank you. QRZ, K4 Whiskey.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
November Echo 3 Echo Echo
he's up and down.
And AF0F Marengo, MR. Thanks, yours is 4 Whiskey India.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
November India Charlie, 59, is that correct? Okay, you're 59, Marengo, MRGO.
Oh, he's up and down.
Contest, Alabama QSO Party, K4 Willie India.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Whiskey X-ray 3 Bravo, 59 Marengo, MRGO. Thank you, K4 Willie India.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Golf Hotel. Kilo Charlie 2 Golf Hotel is correct. November Golf Hotel. 59 Marengo, MRGO. Thanks. QRZ for the Alabama QSO Party. Kilo 4 Whiskey India.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. Nah, I think there's too much fading on this. I'm gonna put him in my scratch space here. Okay, 4 Whiskey India. Alright, let's keep going. Usually my rule is in a contest, try a couple of times, and then you can come back to him. Wish 20 meters was a little better today.
I think it said several thousand miles. I can't believe that it has that kind of range, but it must have. If it only went 90 knots most of the time.
That might be a POTA.
Yeah, good north of Hearst.
If we strike out here on voice, we'll go to digital.
Ja, men jeg kan
We
også
can
se,
pivot.
du er 25 på min måde, så
I saw somebody on the waterfall here.
Hey, sounds good. I'll give you 5-8 right back from Arizona. You got a good signal, too.
That's a POTA spotted on that frequency. All right, let's go back to POTA and see if we can.
Hey, thanks a lot. You have a good rest of the day and a good weekend.
It's a rag chew, yeah.
So it probably doesn't sound the greatest.
If you're joining the live stream, pop into the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're just doing a little Parks on the Air hunting this morning. Also, Alabama QSO Party. There's also some other contests. Jeff, Kilo Charlie 1, Uniform Echo Romeo, was saying in the chat there's several contests going on this weekend. So I thought 20 meters would be a little more active today, but it is not having a lot of luck. I think we only got 2 in the log so far this morning. There's one. He's light, but in there. Let's see if I've worked. New activator for me, too. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot, QSL.
Roger, Roger, QSL.
Okay, I've got you 5-5 down here in Park 3003.
Roger, Roger, I got you about a 41, Kilo Sierra, 41 into Kansas this morning.
All right, well, I appreciate the call. You better have a good day. Take care.
Have fun, 73.
73.
All right, got another one. Light, but he heard me. It's here in Me55. He's about 41, maybe a 51. It's pretty staticky, but let's get them respotted. 293. There he is. I'll respot 41. Get them moved out of the scratch space here. Boy, just not hearing a lot of the activators today. If we strike out on this roll through, we'll shift and go digital. Oh, lots of noise on that one. I hear one in there. Yeah, too late, or too low. A lot of noise there on 347. Let's try these 17-meter spots. If I type the frequency right. I had good luck on 17 last weekend. Saying that earlier. 15 and 10 today are just not great. All right, I think we'll do this. Give me a second to transition here. So set up digital. Let's see if we get anybody on FT and FT4. So we'll go with that again. Give me a second here to get this all set up. GTX up, got grid tracker up, got the logbook software up. Need to get some, get a stream deck or something in here set to get some quick transitions in here. So give me just a second. Appreciate everybody's patience. All right, let's bring up the digital stuff. Let's see what we got. All right. All right, we're on 20 meters. All right, there's a bunch of POTA Parks. Filter this down to CQs only, make that a little cleaner. Lots on the waterfall here. One thing nice about digital is I can actually chat with you guys a little bit more than when I got a headset on my head listening to static and trying to do everything. So. Well, certainly let me know if you got any questions as we're set up here. All right, I think 2500 looks pretty clear. We've had a couple decode cycles. There's CQ POTA. Let this one go through. We'll see if we jump on anybody here in this next go around. There's one. Kilo Victor 4 Tango. Let's see if we can get them in the log. Change the span on this display, make that a little more interesting, I guess, to see. me that time. See if we call CQ again. Somebody else called in, looks like there. And somebody came up on my slot I was on. Let's try 2850. Let me know if you got any questions. I know some people love FT8 in the digital mode, some don't, but certainly let me know if you got any questions. It could be a little overwhelming at first, at least it was for me. Somebody calling me. Wasn't a POTA Park. Somebody must have just seen me. Might need my county, my grid square, my state. Slide up here to 2,900 if I can't get him this go around. See if we can get him to respond on 400 hertz on that time slot. If not, we'll turn the transmit off and just... Alright, let's try Kilo Victor 4 Tango again. Nobody's super weak on these park spots. I got these photos kind of at the top. Kilo Victor 4 Tango is a new activator for me too, so I don't have that. Oh, I got the radio audio in. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Apologize. That made for a terrible stream, I'm sure. Sorry about that, guys. This is where I need to get some of those shortcuts up, where I'm can push a button and get everything set the right. There's just a lot of moving pieces with all the screens and the software and all that stuff. So thank you for letting me know, Jeff. I appreciate that. All right, we got Kilo Victor 4 Tango, and then we got this Kilo 7 Charlie Bravo Whiskey trying to get to me, so we'll get back to him when time slot comes around again. Edit this real fast. So POTA US 4509. Always like to get the park number in there. Charlie Bravo Whiskey. I didn't get that one in the log. All right, something goofed up here with Kilo 7 Charlie Bravo Whiskey. We'll get them in the log just manually here. What was the timestamp on that? 1534. Minus 14. He sent me minus 5. Sometimes that happens if you get a split QSO in there, and I haven't figured it out on WSJTX. Like if you kind of had a partial QSO and you got a partial exchange, sometimes that gets a little messed up. All right, let's see what else we can get. Somebody came up on my transmit. I'll slide down there a little bit, 350. See if we can get any more POTAs in the log here. Yep, Jeff, you're absolutely right. They don't log correctly when that happens. Yeah, I agree. All right, Kilo 3 Romeo Juliet Sierra. It's a little slow on that time slot. We'll see if we can get him. Jeff, I'd be curious if you had any luck setting up any sort of alerts with Grid Tracker or WSJTX. I'm not sure if you use Grid Tracker or use that combination or not, but setting up like an alert on a CQ POTA. I tried every combination of like regular expressions and all that. I could just never get it to work. So I got a couple sound effects for like parks coming up or, you know, hearing a park or something like that. But I'd love to get like an audio alert of, you know, like somebody calling CQ POTA. Curious if others have figured out a way to do that. Maybe there's another piece of software or something to do that. Oh, he heard me. All right, +3. This will be my second time working Kilo 3 Romeo Juliet Sierra, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Jeff shared he hasn't gotten that to work. Yeah, I haven't either. Yep, I agree. Ham alert is your friend, especially when I was chasing states and trying to get all the states done. All right, we must have a little bit of QSB or something on this exchange. We'll see if we can get Kilo 3 Romeo Juliet Sierra in the log. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Didn't have much luck on voice. Got a couple parks in the log, but we flipped over to digital here. See if we can get some more POTA activators on digital. All right, this is my third try going back to him. Usually I try 2 or 3 times. I don't want to bombard them. Oh, nice, Jeff. Yeah, just need Alaska and Hawaii left for worked all states. I think I had Alaska before Hawaii. I think Hawaii was my last one. I had the wild card with DC, but yeah, Hawaii was my last one, and Ham Alert was my friend on that one. All right, I'm gonna stop transmitting on this one. I don't know if somebody's on my. Yeah, somebody came up. That's probably why he's not here. Let's try 2150. Yeah, I think I finally got Hawaii on 30 meters FT8. I think was finally how I got it to happen. So. Hawaii's not impossible from Kansas City. You know, I've gotten some voice contacts and some contests and things for Hawaii. There's some pretty big stations in Hawaii with some nice antenna arrays and stuff. So, you know, I can usually get Hawaii on voice in a big contest weekend or something like that. But yeah, it was definitely one of my last states. Jeff says he has DC. Yep. Yeah, there's quite a few Maryland, DC activators. They're, at least from here in Kansas City, able to get them pretty regularly. Vermont and some of those were a little more challenging for me. I think like Vermont and New Hampshire, some of those were some of my last ones too, but just kind of depends. But yeah, ham alert's definitely a good tip there, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff says really a timing conditions issue coming from New England. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I do feel very benefited by the fact I'm in the middle of the country here, and makes it easy to get the coast. I know I've got some friends out in the Northwest that, you know, some of those are really tough, or they have to use amplifiers or something like that to kind of eke out some of those closer parks or closer states. Well, I think conditions shifted here just a smidge. That waterfall kind of dried up a little bit here. Looks like the sun finally poked through here. It's kind of cloudy and drizzly this morning, so I was thinking about maybe going out to a park nearby, but it's kind of rainy this morning. Now the sun's out, so it's going to be humid as heck. It's about 81 degrees Fahrenheit here in Kansas City at the moment. Let's see what the humidity is. That's usually what's killer this time of year here in Kansas City. What is the humidity? 82%. So 82% humidity. It's pretty miserable out there. All right, I'm going to clear this. Need to do a better job of watching the CQs come through here. All right, let's see if we can slide up here to 2250. That one looks a little more open. Boy, judging by this waterfall, I think 20 took a dive here a little bit. I mean, we're still seeing stations on FT8, but this thing was lit up like a Christmas tree a few minutes ago. All right, hear my little sound effects. I got a new park that's shown up there. I talked about this last weekend. Those of you that haven't used FT8 or FT4 before, Grid Tracker's got this spots overlay that gets feeds. I talked about this last weekend, but it gets feeds from the spotting networks. And so you can kind of put it in heat map view here, or you can put it in the line view. You kind of see where your signal's getting out. And it's pretty fast too. Like usually after just a few seconds of a transmission, as soon as it gets decoded, you can see it on the spots. So you can kind of tell where you're getting out to. Last night I had a ton of fun, kind of in the late evening on 20 meters. Kind of did the gray line propagation. I got a whole ton of folks in Europe last night, which was a lot of fun. Let's see, where all did I get last night? Let's see, I had Germany, I had Finland, I had Czech Republic, France, Sweden, Poland, another Czech Republic, another Germany. So that was fun. And it was just like a really brief window of time, kind of right as that gray line was sliding through just after sunset here and then just before sunrise over in Europe. So that was a lot of fun. All right, there's a POTA. Let's jump on him. So yeah, that was a lot of fun last night. Slide up here to 2100. Maybe we can. I didn't see them come back to anybody. See something in that receive slot. Waterfall's getting a little brighter here again. It was kind of faded out there for a few minutes. I'm not getting any decodes on that Kilo Echo 7 Bravo Juliet. Minus 14 should have been doable. Sometimes in the park, I'm a little weaker to them. Just depends on the setup. Oh, they did hear me. All right. Wyoming. Jeff says it's been really light for him all day in New England too, so. I'm glad your antenna didn't come down again. It's been really weird. Like yesterday, I should have done a live stream yesterday. I know it was during the day. Probably wouldn't have had a whole lot of folks, but yeah, I had a lot of luck yesterday, both voice and digital. So it's kind of a fun day. Bands have been a little rough here lately. I mean, up and down. I mean, not zero, but we're kind of just coming off the peak of the solar cycle. I expected it to be a little bit better. Definitely was better last winter, maybe early spring, but then a little more hit or miss. There are good days, but a little bit more hit or miss. He tried me twice. I'll see if I can get him. Let's try once here and see if he comes back this time. I was doing some thinking this week. I've got the 40 through 10 off center fed dipole. It works pretty well. I mean, it'll tune anything from. There he came back to me. It'll tune pretty much anything from 40 down through 6 meters even with a tuner. But like the native SWR isn't great. I was thinking about maybe taking my 20 meter dipole, which I have in my attic, that I don't use very often, and maybe setting it up outside. I'm trying not to get too crazy with the antennas with the neighborhood I'm in, but I think somebody's on my transmit. I'm going to try 2250. I don't have a great spot to get it high. I'd like to get it a little high if I could. I mean, I have a tree branch, but it's on the other side of the yard. I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of nice to have an indoor antenna occasionally. You know, if it's kind of stormy outside or something like that, just kind of have a backup, or if it gets ice on it or something like that. But I don't know. It's I'd like to maybe get that outside. And I mean, I'm on 20 meters quite a bit. There's a lot of activity on 20 meters. I think there'd be a benefit to having a good resonant, natively tuned antenna on 20 meters. But 200 some feet of coax, and you know, to try to minimize the losses, I'd want to get a good quality coax, but get 250 feet of coax. I don't know. Is that something I want to tackle or not? It's kind of, we'll see. All right. Sorry, Kilo Echo 7 Bravo Juliet. I'm going to give up. I don't know if I'm just not able to make it happen. Waterfall kind of lightened up a little bit here again. I think it's going to be one of those days today. Ah, nice, Jeff. Jeff shared he was able to, he's running his 20 meter end fed half wave. Get that wire short of the tree. Yeah, maybe I'll give an NFED a try. I could probably, if I went up into that tree, I could get a sloper configuration pretty easy and then just take it to the other side of the yard and let the slope of the wire be the majority of that run. That might be the way to go. We'll see. 125 foot end fed. That might be a. If I got it high, maybe that'd be doable. I really struggle with the low bands, like 80 meters and stuff. So I'd like to get kind of a longer wire if I could. Maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe I anchor that end up in a sloper high in the tree and then just come across the yard to the other side, anchor it to the fence, and then I could keep it within that less than 100 feet of coax to get it in the shack. I have to play with that a little bit. I've got to scale Visio drawing of the yard and everything kind of from the county plot maps and everything. So I've been playing with that a little bit and figure out if we can get something that would work. So, all right, there the waterfall's brightening up again. Somebody's kind of close to me. I'll slide down to 1800 here. See if we can get Kilo November 4, Tango India November. Ah, thanks for trying. Jeff can't hear me in New England. Get a decode on Kilo November 4, Tango India November. Yeah, I'm liking that idea, the long wire end fed. That might be the way to do that. The local ham radio store is open for a few more hours this morning too. I need to plan these projects a little better before I just go do it. What is, let's see, they've got, yeah, they do. They have 125 foot end fed. It's 100 watt max power, 160 through 6. So yeah, with a tuner, that wouldn't be a problem. There he came back to me. See if we can get Tango India November in the log. 100 watt max. I wonder if DX Engineering or somebody's got a end fed that could be a little higher power. I have to figure out, the coax could be my counterpoise a little bit there. I could wire a counterpoise, maybe a long, I'll have to play with that a little bit. All right, we got Kilo November 4, Tango India November. I don't know, it's a little tough to get them in the log. Got it done. US 7464 in Georgia. I got them in the log. I'll poke around here, see what DX Engineering, see what they got for end-fed antennas. Not sponsored, by the way, just I like their website. It's easy to browse it. All right, wire antennas, let's see here. I have a filter on style. Some dipole kits. Let's see here, end-fed. Oh, they're carrying the Spooltenna now. Awesome. I have not tried that antenna out. I know several folks that have. What do we got for end feds here? 80 through 10. Looks like Chameleon has an end fed. It's got some link elements in it too. What's the power rating on this thing? 500 watts. Okay, that might be a... What's the length on it? $63 feet. Be about as long as my off-center fed dipole. Oh, nice, Jeff. Using 150 watt on 80 watts on FT8, FT4. Yep, I certainly got some wire around here. I could build my own. I've still got the 36-foot end fed that I kind of started out with when I got back on the air. I've got it in my Parks on the Air bags back here, so I kind of bring it with me. I like to kind of have a somewhat of an antenna arsenal with me, just kind of depending on what I do. But yeah, I could certainly got... Yeah, we could piece together something, even do a dry run just to see if it'd work or not. Join us today. We didn't have a whole lot of luck on the voice side today, so we came over to digital, kind of like we did last Saturday, and hanging out over here. So if you're want to pop into the chat, let us know where you're listening from. We'd love to give you a shout out, say hello. Appreciate you hanging out with me this morning, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff says he's got a couple end-fed half waves and 2 verticals for POTA. Yeah, I've got another. I got the exact same antenna that I have kind of permanently installed here at the house. That 40 through 10 off-center fed. I've got another one of those that's in my POTA bag, so I've used that occasionally. Some of the parks I've been going to, they've kind of been not super friendly around putting stuff in trees. I'm always super careful. I'm not throwing stuff way up high or anything like that, but I have been using Greg, Kilo Juliet 6 Echo Romeo's Challenger antenna with the 25-foot stainless steel whip on a tripod. And I had never done an off-center fed vertical before, but that's been a good combination for me for regional POTA as well as some DX with it. That's been kind of my go-to lately, and it's a lot faster to set up for me than putting wires up in the trees. So setup and tear down's a little easier, and so that's been kind of my go-to lately. But yeah, I like to have a selection of antennas with me. Like I said, I usually bring the vertical on the tripod just because it's small and easy to carry, and then I got a couple wire antennas in my arsenal too that I'll use for activating POTA Parks. So. Oh, nice, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff's got a tripod set up for parks. Yeah, it's been kind of my experience in chatting with folks. They're getting a little more touchy in some areas around putting things in the, driving spikes into the ground or putting things in trees. So certainly seen some videos of folks have gotten antennas stuck in trees, or people posting videos where they've gone to a park and they see an antenna still hanging in a tree. That sucks. Slide up just a little bit here. All right, let's camp on a couple of these POTAs. Let's see, we got Kilo Charlie 4 Yankee Romeo Victor in Georgia on 1591. We'll slide the receive down here to 1591. Clear this out, make it a little easier to read. We already got Kilo Victor 4 Tango in the log. We also got Kilo November 4 Tango India November in the log. Got Cuba, Charlie Oscar 6 X-rays out in the park in Cuba. Worked them several times. Oh, nice. Jeff says he's got an end-fed half wave that his friend made and a 20-meter QRP end-fed Biscuit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people with those Biscuit antennas. I didn't realize how small they were. I mean, I guess the Biscuit name kind of makes sense, but yeah, I've seen a couple of those. I think was it Vaughn and Julie of POTA Power? I think they were using a Biscuit. They've been using the spool antenna lately too. I think that may be my fall project here. We'll try and figure out if we can get another antenna set up that's somewhat stealthy. The wire antenna that I have is got black coating on it, so it pretty much disappears unless you're looking for it. In fact, I've walked into it a couple of times out in the yard doing yard work and stuff, so I know it's there now, but when I first put it up, it was pretty stealthy. Oh, nice. Jeff says they also have the antenna from Kilo Delta 2 Hotel Whiskey Delta. Very cool. Yeah, I thought that might have been the same antenna. It's nice to have options. Yeah, good tip there, Jeff. Yeah, black wire at home and paracord, and then higher visibility in the parks. Yeah, you don't want somebody to walk into it. Like to get a setup kind of in my mobile too. Well, my friend's Daniel, he's been in the stream several times. November 1, Charlie. He's got a really nice mobile setup. And this time of year in Kansas City, with it being so hot and humid, having a mobile option would be nice. So I still lug my FTDX10 out to the park, so it's a little bit more bulky. It'd be nice if I had like an 891 or something like that. Make it a little bit easier to do some mobile, slightly less heavy, cumbersome setups from the car. But another project for another day, I guess. All right, well, no luck on that one. Did they move? Yeah, they did. They moved down to 790. Wish that was another feature I wish you could do. If you had a call sign in there, you could kind of follow them around if you're not in a full-time QSO with them. Oh, nice. Jeff is his mobile's only 10 meters, but can put the antenna on the car and connect up the X6100. Nice. There's Bravo Juliet again, coming in at -2 this time. I feel like I've wasted his time, several times trying to get him in the log. Let's see if he calls CQ again. There's Yankee Romeo Victor. Yeah, there's no shortage of amateur radio projects you can do. There's always something you can be working on. Jeff Shird, he did a lot of POTA from the car last year as a tech. 60-watt mobile setup and the nice and easy. Yep, that's awesome. Have you had much luck on 10 lately, Jeff? You had any luck? I mean, maybe I've just missed occasional openings, but even in the contest a couple weeks ago, the DX contest, the IARU contest, I didn't get a single contact on 10 meters, so I don't know if you've had any luck with 10 meters or not. I mean, I look at the band condition kind of solar report and stuff, and I guess today it's marked as fair. Okay. Yeah, 10's been pretty much dead. I've gotten a few FT8s. Yeah, I agree. I've snagged a couple FT8s as well. But I think when I checked, that was one evening. I think I heard like 3 stations, maybe kind of early evening. The sun hadn't gone down yet, but okay. Glad it's not just me. All right. Waterfall's coming up a little bit here. See if I can squeeze in here at 2,700. I will say I did my first digital POTA activation a few weeks ago when I was down in southern Missouri, down one of the national forests there. My in-laws have a place, and did some POTA activations down there a couple times. And boy, I happened to land a day that was, I don't know, I got like maybe 1 or 2 people on voice, and having the digital option saved my bacon on getting the identifier activated. So I remember how many contacts I had. Let me look at my activations here. Yeah, I think I had 30 on voice, but that's better than I thought I did. But I had 83 on data, doing FT8 and FT4. So 113 one day, and then 52 all data after the new UTC day. So like I said, I've hunted, but hadn't activated digital. It's actually a lot of fun. Definitely have to stay on your toes, though. Not a lot of people have that hold TX frequency set, so you get a bunch of people transmitting on the slot you're transmitting on, and other people. It's just, it can get it can be a mess really fast. So you gotta kind of stay on your toes. That's one thing I love about this hobby, though, is just, always learning, always something to learn, something new. When I kind of got back into ham radio a couple years ago, I was like, all this DMR stuff had come on, so I was playing with the DMR stuff, which was kind of cool. So done a little bit of that, and then really just missed the HF stuff, and had to get back on HF, and then that's how I found POTA, and there was no turning back. That bug bit me hard, and it was contagious. Ah, nice. Jeff says, ironically, my last 10-meter voice contacts were the weekend I passed my general exam in March during the contest. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't really had much luck with 10 since probably spring, probably around that same time frame, Jeff. Like I said, hit or miss here or there, occasional FT8. That contest a few weeks ago was so much different than the year before. I'm glad even some of the pros in that contest a few weeks ago were saying the conditions were tough. Made me feel a little bit better, but some of those folks have monster stations, and they were saying it was rough. So it was really rough for folks, just a standard setup, 100 watts in a wire. I was a little, I don't want to say frustrated, but I was a little, was not nearly as fun as the year before. So we'll see. It's kind of the summer band conditions here at the moment. So maybe in the fall, conditions will pick up here a little bit. But looking here at Grid Tracker, it looks like most of the activities here on 20 meters, a little bit on 17, a little bit on 15. Let me check the spotting page on POTA. Let's see where we've got folks spotted for data. Looks like we got some folks on FT4. We could try FT4 on 20 meters. We got FT8, 15 meters, a handful of stations. Nobody on 17 or 10. One up. Oh, KB9VBR is up on 30 meters. Up in Wisconsin, activating. Yep, I agree, Jeff. I usually am a low power, unassisted kind of entry, but yeah, it can be frustrating. I've learned too on some of these like 48-hour contests, I'll start a couple hours late and I find myself way less frustrated. And I think the reason for that is like everybody with the big amps and the big stations are all, and there's just huge pileups going on those first few hours of the contest. I'll tell you, if I've saved my voice, my little, I'll certainly do some hunt and pounce occasionally, but you just can't compete with, a kilowatt or more of power and, stacked beam setups and all that stuff. But I'll just wait a few hours and then, come late on Sunday on those weekend contests, they're begging for new contacts. They'll work with you if you're a little lighter. And I've nabbed some pretty big stations that way. And it's like I try and I end up hurting my score because I'm sitting there camped out for 30 minutes trying to bust a pile up. And, then I get humbled and hear that same station operating the next day and they're begging for anybody with a unique call to come in and jump right in and no wait. So I've had to be a little smarter about how I approach the contest on some of these things. It's like try a couple of times and move on and come back. And I don't know, it's just all part of the process. I've been learning a lot. I don't know if anybody watching has watched Kevin on Q5, his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of those big contesters. They do kind of a contest corral kind of setup, and a lot of those folks offer a lot of tips and things. So I've learned a lot watching those guys. Yep, Jeff, I agree. Jeff starts hunting early in the contest and then late. Yep. It's one thing I kind of had to figure out. So that's part of the process, just figuring it out. All right, the CQs I'm seeing are the ones coming from the stations I already have. Could try FT4 here, we'll see. Clear out my receipt window here a little bit. Heck, maybe we'll just call CQ here and see what we get. Oh, there's a POTA. Kilo 6, Kilo Whiskey India. They're not spotted, so we don't know what park they're in. Grid square in California. Guess I could zoom this grid tracker window in a little bit so you guys can see the lines a little bit better. Called CQ again, we'll try. Might have been a little late in that last transmit cycle. Yeah, I like the contest, especially when the band conditions are up. It's a lot of fun. I think the very first contest I did, gosh, I'm going to date myself going way back. I think it was like 1999. It was the November sweeps contest. That was the first time I had kind of worked a pile up and was kind of running a frequency. And man, I just remember how fun that was. Like I was home from college at the time on Thanksgiving break. I think that contest usually lands around Thanksgiving holidays, one of the weekends. And I think maybe the weekend before, can't remember when that lands, but man, that was just a lot of fun. So definitely like the November sweeps. Of course, field day and winter field day and all those are fun too. I think I lost Kilo Whiskey India. Almost 90 seconds since he's been heard from. Mike India station up on that receive slot. Jeff's hanging on to his rookie overlay as long as he can. Yep, no worries. I've been licensed long enough. I can't claim the rookie. Although I would have liked to. Like, yeah, kids were growing up and busy with work and career, and I kind of took a break from ham radio. You know, I was gone for several years, outside of just like some VHF stuff occasionally. But yeah, we're kind of just getting back into it in 2023 and getting back on HF and kind of doing more stuff. Would have loved to be able to claim that rookie overlay. They can have you like agree to an affidavit, like I haven't been in ham radio in 10 years or something like that, that you could reclaim the rookie. Yeah, definitely hang on to that. Thanks for joining me today for the live stream. We cut over to digital. We're hunting some POTA Parks on digital here. See if we can get a few more parks in the log here before we wrap up the stream this morning. If you're in a spot you can, pop into the chat, say hello. Jeff and I have been chatting quite a bit this morning. That's one thing nice about kind of cutting over here to digital is I don't have a headset on, and it makes it a little easier to kind of have a conversation with y'all. If you've got any questions, anything like that, let me know. If I don't know the answer, we'll figure it out together. One thing I love about this hobby is not everybody knows everything, and there's always something to figure out. So. T93. I'm going to see if I can get Kilo Echo 7 Bravo Juliet in Wyoming. I think there's somebody else on the frequency, or kind of on that slot he's using. I don't think he was that strong. He's hanging around 15. It looks like there might be some whisper traffic in there. Might be wiping them out a little bit. That's probably why I'm not decoding anything, even though I'm seeing stuff there. All right, let's try Kilo 9 Romeo Victor Alpha. Not spotted. We don't know what park they're in, but see if we can get them in the log. Anybody doing any POTA activations this weekend? I was sharing earlier, I was going to go out this morning, but it was kind of rainy and drizzly, and now the sun is out, and it's going to be humid as heck. I think the humidity was like 83% something earlier, 80-some% earlier, so it's already up to 83 degrees. It's going to be muggy out there. Probably have to temperature adjust my equipment. If I took my HF rig straight out of the house to outside, it'd probably get condensation on it. All right, I see Kilo 9 Romeo Victor Alpha wrapping up a QSO here. See if they call CQ again. Yeah, he went to another station. Still hearing him -5. That's pretty decent. Yep. Jeff says too uncomfortable to get out in the park today. Tomorrow's supposed to be cooler. Of course, rain is in the forecast, naturally. Yeah, this I find it really tough to go out and activate this time of year. It's just here in the Midwest is just so muggy and humid. I know there's other places that are way worse. I'm just much rather do spring and fall activations. nothing better for me than going out to a park on a fall day with a hooded sweatshirt on, and that's my ideal POTA activation, or early spring with a hooded sweatshirt on. That's my ideal weather. Early September, I'm going to be up in northern Minnesota. I'm going to try and activate a park nearby where I'll be up fishing for a week up there in northern Minnesota, and looking forward to that. Last year, that same time, it was just nights in the 40s, and it was just so nice coming off of the heat and humidity of the summer here in the Midwest. Yep, I agree, Jeff. Jeff likes the spring and fall activations as well, less crowded. I agree. Agree 100%. I also found too, like, I like parks that I can get under some shade, like a picnic table, covered picnic table area or something like that. Those are my favorite. Just not have to be baking out in the sun. I did a park activator with a friend of mine last summer, and we started in the shade, but then we were on a picnic table in the shade, but as the sun moved on us, we ended up kind of in full sun, and it definitely wears on you pretty quick. So I'm pretty fair skinned too, so I have two colors. It's like pasty white or burnt red lobster, so it's about my extent of my tanning capabilities. So give me a covered area to set up the equipment. Even if it's hot, that definitely beats being out in the sun. All right, Echo Victor Charlie's hearing me. I'll try to slide down if he doesn't get me on this go around. Love to have you pop into the chat, say hello. Let us know where you're listening from this morning or watching from. All right, he got me. I don't know what park he was in, so I'll just log him in my logbook as just a general POTA, and I'll go check the hunter log later, and I'll go put the park number in. All right, so far today, we've got 6 people in the log. So definitely a little lighter day today. It's shaping up like it was last Saturday. Maybe it'll be better tomorrow. We'll see. Jeff shared, my park of choice has a nice covered area, but the bridge over the falls was closed for repairs after the floods earlier this year. Yeah, definitely like a covered area for sure. Hopefully they get that repaired for you. You can get out there again. All right, this one's weak. We'll see if we can get him. Kilo Juliet 7, Yankee Juliet Mike, minus 19. That's going to be right on the cusp. Minus 20 to 24 is pretty rough for me. We'll see. Let's see what park they're in. They're in Missouri. 4572. Yankee Juliet Mike. Lewis and Clark Trail. They're probably close. It's a 7 call, but they're from Kansas City, so very nice. Maybe get them ground wave. That's why they're so light. Here in Kansas City, there's a park just over the state line. So I live pretty close to the Kansas-Missouri state line, but just over the state line, there's a park that's a 3-fer that's Santa Fe, California, and Oregon national trails all kind of converge in one spot. There's another spot kind of southwest of the city where those trails converge again too. So you can kind of get a threefer in Missouri on those trails and a threefer in Kansas on those trails. So Daniel, November 1, Charlie, 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 he activates the Missouri one a lot. So you can definitely get a threefer pretty easily there. We had a Puerto Rico station kind of pop up here where I was listening. I'm going to move my transmit up here a little bit too. Yeah, I kind of luck out. The Santa Fe Trail is at a park just north of me, and that's usually where I go to activate. But it's just a city park, but the trail just happens to pass through there, so technically qualifies as public, and snag the Santa Fe Trail. That's the one I usually activate. Recently got my Kilo award there, so. But it's nice because it's like just 5 minutes up the road. And there's a couple other spots. There's some other parks kind of along the Santa Fe Trail, some city parks and things along there. I need to see if, kind of activating some of those other areas. But it's nice to have something just within close driving distance. If it rains or something like that, you can pack up and be home pretty quick. All right, let's pop down to FT4. There was a couple stations spotted there. Let me clear the spot here. I'll take my CQ only off here. Okay, we've got a few folks. There were a handful spotted on FT4. They're not spotted anymore. I got one spotted in Virginia. Okay, I am hearing them. Good. Let's see. Whiskey 4, Whiskey Delta Kilo. We're sitting there at 2102. Let's camp on that receive, and we'll see if we can catch that one. Jeff sharing a bunch of parks in a 30-minute radius from home, but some are just woods and limited parking. Nice. Yeah, that's kind of what I ran up to up in Minnesota. There's a national park, a national forest that's up there kind of nearby where I stay. But yeah, finding a spot where I could not be in the middle of a 2-lane road and pull off and operate is a little bit of a challenge, but oh, nice. Jeff just got the Virginia Park FT4. Looks like we'll get him here too. Heard me -3. I got him -6. $13.19 in Virginia. Nice. Anybody else here I want to grab? Any new grids? There's Spain -21. That might be a little bit of a stretch. Kilo Fox 4 Yankee Hotel Charlie. New call for me. In a grid I have, but hearing them -2. See if we can get them in the log. Oh, Jeff said the park had him at +22 and had him at +7. Awesome. Looks like he's working another station here. We'll let him finish up. That's one thing I like about FT4 is just, half the amount of time for the exchange. Be a little more rapid fire. Still, FT8's way more popular. I guess it is what it is, but honestly, when I was starting out, I just didn't even know what it was. I was, everybody's talking about FT8, so I was trying to figure that out. And I was like, what's this FT4 thing? It's like, oh, it's really just the same thing, a little wider transmit slot, but half the time for an exchange. So Usually always try to check out FT4 if I'm, yeah, especially if like FT8's so crowded. Like sometimes 20 meters FT8 will be so dang jam-packed you can't get a clear transmit slot. So I'll pop over to FT4 and just run that for a while. Yeah, I agree. Jeff says for POTA, I would think people would use FT4 to knock out the activations. Yeah, I agree. That's definitely what I did on the definitely what I did when I was down in southern Missouri. I did a lot of FT4, and people came and found me. But yep, could be a bit harder on the decodes. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely worth checking out if you ever struggle with you know, finding a slot on a jam-packed FT8 waterfall. Go check out FT4. I think I've worked most everybody I'm seeing on FT4. Already got the POTA in the log. What are we doing on time? Hour and 37 minutes we've been streaming so far. Certainly a light day as far as cues in the log. Let's see if we can get Kilo Echo 2 Foxtrot Uniform Mike. New call sign for me. Have the grid. Too, yep, agree. And I'm guilty of that too. You know, I've certainly spun the dial and not called CQ, and I'm guilty of that as well. I don't think Foxtrot Uniform Mike is going to hear me. I'll try one more time here. Oh, he did hear me. Heard me minus 15. The other thing I like about FT4 is, like, if you got a lot of QSB on the band fading up and down, and get an exchange in a little quicker, maybe before the band conditions change. But I say that as I'm now in my second transmission with Kilo Echo 2 Foxtrot Uniform Mike. I am seeing you, Jeff. I see you in my call roster as well, although it's been 90 seconds. But I last heard you at minus 12. He's still trying me. Let's see if we can get this one in the log. Checking out your QRZ page there, Jeff. Oh, nice. Seeing your pictures of your NFED there. Nice. All right, Foxtrot Uniform Mike got me in the log. I see you working a little DX there, Jeff. Foxtrot 4 is France. Jeff, I just looked at my log. I don't have you in the log. We'll see if we can make that happen. Really light on my waterfall. Minus 21 now. Still decoding you, Jeff. Minus 16 that time. Oh, there's a lot of QSB here today. Yeah, that stinks. I get that a lot on DX. I had that happen with the DXpedition not too long ago, the Tango 30 Tango 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 DXpedition. I finally got them, was it yesterday or the day before? But I had multiple times where I just could not get the full FT8 exchange in. So it definitely happens, especially with DX. All right, see you calling CQ here, Jeff. I'll see if I can get you. All right, coming at you, Jeff. Had you minus 14 that time. Still hearing you minus 14. There you are. Minus 17. Got minus 20 on you on that one. We're kind of right at the edge. I got a good decode on you this time. I think we'll get it. Oh, come on. Not getting my minus 20 back to you. I'll slide up a little bit. I'll go to 1800 on this next go around. We'll see if we can get it. Still decoding you. Trying to get back to you, Jeff. Yep. I slid up a little bit. Maybe we can eke through on another slot. Hey, you got me. Woohoo! Persistence paid off. Got you in the log. Great to get you logged, Jeff. Appreciate you hanging out with me in the live stream chat this morning. Well, there's somebody coming up strong. Or if I can get Spain. I'll try it. He's minus 16. 4,400 miles for me. Yes, we were right on the edge for that, Jeff. Made it happen. Yep, Spain's gone. There 1 second, gone the next. It's all right, we tried. Might be in the midday, 20 meters, kind of falling down a little bit. How are the spots on voice? I'm going to go look at the SSB spots again. Man, there's a lot of people spotted. Hey, before we wrap up the stream, we'll switch back to voice and see if we can catch anybody. Jeff's saying his waterfall's pretty much empty now. You can see mine. It's pretty light, but there are a few stations there. All right, let's do this. Give me a second here. Let's go back to voice. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get any voice contacts before we wind down the stream today. All right, let me get this shifted back. Okay. We're back in business here on the voice side. Give me a second here. Put my headset on, then we'll bring the radio audio in. First, let me get off this FT8 so you're not listening to the lovely tones of FT8. Okay. This is weird. Why is my waterfall so... Oh, it's because my span is... I was like, what the heck is going on here? There we go. Okay. I had adjusted the span for watching on the digital side. All right, let's see if we can get any last-minute voice POTAs before we wrap up the stream for the day. All right, where we got folks spotted? Let's see here. We'll run through these 40-meter spots quick. That's a CW. It's probably misspotted. All right, no go on 40. Let's pop up to 20 voice. It's an Italy DX station. Probably not going to make that happen.
I thought I heard a Kilo station come back.
Oh, Kilo 9 Yankee Papa. He's frequent activator. See if we can get that.
Okay, was that Kilo Charlie 2, Sierra Papa Zulu? Is this Mario in New York, QSL? Thank you for the 5-5, Mario. I have you as a tree and tree, say again, tree and tree. I've got a lot of bad local noise on my end, roger, roger.
It's 5-1, 5-2.
Great, appreciate you being out there, my friend. Kilo 9 Yankee Papa following Parks on the air. Where is that?
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Kilo 9, your call, please. Slowly, your call.
Okay, I think I heard a Charlie Papa station. If the Charlie Papa will please stand by. Got to pick up Alpha Fox, 0 Fox. It's been a while since you made it in my logbook there, my friend. Did I get your call sign right? Alpha Fox, 0 Fox, QSL?
Roger. Got you about a 5-2 this morning into Kilo Sierra, 52 into Kansas.
Thanks for the 5-2. Yeah, bands are noisy for me right now. I've got a lot of weather noise is what it sounds like. How's it sounding on your end there, Michael?
Yeah, your audio is very readable, very light on the signal report, but definitely very readable. But yeah, had a lot of the same luck. Was even over on digital. It was a little tough even over on the digital side. So we're making the best of it, and thought we'd come back to voice here, see if we can get any more parks on the voice side, and we managed to nab you. You're sounding great here. Oh, he faded on me. All right, you faded on me. I got you in the log, 73. All right, we've worked Robert a couple of times. In Louisiana. All right, get them spotted or respotted. 5-2, US Kansas. Probably yacked just a little too long at him. The signals fade there.
Oh yeah,
oh, there he's back.
So are you portable in another? Are you in Georgia right now? But you're just operating portable QSL?
Yeah, you're right, Jeffy. Not even moving my needle.
Gotcha. Okay, well,
just nudging just a little bit there.
I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's definitely making a trip, my friend.
All right, let's see if we can grab any others here. $269, $273, $264. Oops, typoed the frequency there. Sometimes I miss the one. I get a little ahead of myself. Some of these spots are a little old. They might be QRT already.
What was that? Come back again?
Is that the activator or the hunter?
Roger, 7-3.
I think that was a hunter. Somebody came up really close.
DX Awards Net. All amateurs are welcome, stateside or DX. If you'd like to join us, please come now with your call sign and
That's a net. Skip over them.
Bob, your 5-9er into Calgary, Alberta.
Roger the 5-9. You're 5-9 plus 10 here in Colorado Springs.
USL. Name here is Bernie. I'm from Bravo and Romeo November India Echo. And yeah, you're booming in here quite well. How much power are you running there?
I'm just running 100 watts on a 891 Yaesu with NFED halfway.
Oh, nice. Kilo 1, Papa Charlie November, Jeff says is on 14281. Taught him about POTA.
Watts into a from.
See, I don't think I heard him when I... Are they spotted? Oh, they're there. Yeah, Kilo 1, Papa Charlie November. Boy, they're really light. Ooh, maybe a 3-1. We could try. Yeah, I reloaded the page. Oh, is he there? Is he enough to try and get him out? Let me try my 20-meter dipole, see if it... No. I hear him calling CQ in there. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. Oh, I lost him. He was probably a 31 at best.
Whiskey 0, Delta Hotel, Papa.
He's got some other people coming back to him. I can hear him talking in there. Let me try. Sometimes this works. Let me throw a little preamp in there and turn the noise reduction on and see if we can pull him out. I hear him in there. Just too much garble.
Whiskey 0, Delta Hotel, Papa.
I hear some people coming back to him though, so that's good. Knowing Peter, he's running an NFED half-wave sloper. Nice. It's such a bummer. You see all these spots and just not hearing anybody.
So QSL.
This might have been the on. That's a 22.
Yeah, no, I know. I got quite a pile up here. I must say. Anyways, I'm running 1200 watts here. Quite a difference from what you're running there.
I don't think that's a POTA activator. That spot's a little old, so. All right, let's try 14321, 14323, 325. I hear him in there, just a little light. Washington State.
A 5x9 here in northern Colorado, Charlie Oscar.
All right, that was a Hunter. Don't hear the activator on that one.
Roger.
Couple folks on 17. Ah, got him. I hear them in there. They're light. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. Roger, Roger. I got you 41, Kilo Sierra, 41 into Kansas today. Thanks for being out there. Good luck. All right, we got him. That is one advantage to a lower noise floor. That's our third contact with that activator. 3 different parks. Get them respotted. 41 Kansas. All right. Any other 17, 18308? This is a Canadian station. 18308. Well, that's not 17. Okay. It must be a miss spot. 181. 108. That's not in the voice portion. Huh. Somebody must have mistyped there. All right. 15 still a mess. 10 still a mess. All right, let's take one more swing through 20 meters.
For Scottish, should spend a little time, but just haven't been.
Rag chew. There's somebody in there. All these spots, not hearing any of them. That waterfall's pretty much dead too. We'll get to the bottom here, then we'll wrap up the stream for the day. I think we'll wrap it up with that. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, hanging out with me on Saturday morning, just having fun doing a little ham radio. Wish the bands would have been a little bit better. Got 11 in the log. A couple of those weren't POTAs, but got some folks in the log, so that was good. We weren't completely skunked, but very similar, I guess, to what we had last Saturday. So we'll see. Maybe conditions will improve later. I talked about it last time. Maybe I'll do an evening live stream sometime. I probably should have done that last night when I was kind of had that gray line opening. That was a lot of fun, but we'll hit it at some point. So should be back around tomorrow morning. Might do another live stream tomorrow. We'll see how things are going. I like to try and get out to a park if I can, but we'll see kind of how the weather's doing. Kind of go from there. So with that, we'll say 73. Thanks for joining me today. Always appreciate you hanging out and interacting with me today. I did get some questions last time on like what I use for my equipment for streaming setup. I put a couple links to those in the video description there at the bottom if you want to go take a look at kind of what I use. Nothing crazy, pretty simple setup, but had some folks ask the questions about as far as what I'm using. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Have fun, continue to learn, and we'll do it again another time. So for now, I'm Michael, Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. We'll say 73. Have a good one.